Joining us now to go through the papers is former editor of Daily Star, Dawn Neesom, and actor and TV personality Christopher Biggins. Morning, you two.
Morning.
Good morning.
And Biggins, should we start with Zelensky saying he's...
No, we start with the royal aid here.
Oh, yeah, Jason Knaff. Let's talk about that, shall we? Speaking to Australian media, he has revealed what it was like for the Prince and the Princess of Wales when she was diagnosed with cancer. Let's listen to that.
Catherine's heartfelt announcement came after weeks of intense and sometimes bizarre speculation about her health.
Where is Kate Middleton? Where are you, Kate?
It made an already terrible time even more stressful for the future king.
Within a couple weeks, if you're Prince William, you find out that both your wife and your father have cancer. And that is, I couldn't believe it.
Do you remember that phone call between you and William about Kate's diagnosis?
It was awful, absolutely awful. It's the lowest I've ever seen him.
Well, he previously worked for William and Kate between 2015 and 2021. And Biggins, you can hear him there say it was absolutely awful when Kate was diagnosed with cancer. It was the worst and the lowest that he'd ever seen Prince William, because obviously his father had just been diagnosed a few weeks before.
Well, it must have been terrible. I mean, absolutely ghastly to have two in the family like that. I know this happens, but I mean, awful. And I think she's coped wonderfully well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know, I still think she's not out of the... you know, it's still rare, as we all know with cancer, it lingers. And I just think it's terrible, though, that she's been wonderful, I think wonderful, and an inspiration, I think, to the public.
I think you've also seen a closeness in them as a couple. I think they've previously been very private as a couple, but we've seen really quite emotional pictures of the two of them together, a lot more tactile.
Yeah, and the video of them romping
yeah,
through the Norfolk coast, which, to be honest with you, I was in two minds about that. I wasn't quite sure. It was a bit... It's the sort of thing I'd expect Meghan to do, to be honest with you, but leaving that aside. No, it's very interesting what Jason said, because he's also talking about... He was the one that revealed the allegations of Meghan Markle bullying junior palace
Yes, let's hear what he had to say about that.
While Jason was keeping a close eye on the couple's public image, behind the scenes, a storm was brewing. Just a few months after he joined them on this trip to Ireland in 2018, their first as husband and wife, Jason raised concerns the Duchess was upsetting junior staff.
I am very concerned that the Duchess was able to bully 2 PAs out of the household in the past year. We have had report after report from people who have witnessed unacceptable behavior.
There you are, Dawn. Unacceptable behaviour.
Yes, I mean, and this caused a huge stir at the time. I mean, there had been various royal reporters who had been told this, but Jason, actually, who worked for William and Kate, came out, and he worked for them between 2015 and 2021, I think. He came out and actually said, no, these allegations are there, and the Duchess of Sussex has always denied any allegations of bullying.
Yeah.
But these were accusations that were levelled at her when she was over here at Buckingham Palace, and also, interestingly, we have seen last year in particular allegations of her bullying TV production staff in America. So now these are allegations. Meghan obviously denies everything, but it does make you wonder, there's no smoke without fire to have those allegations. Certainly bullying young junior members of staff, reducing people to tears. In the UK and in America, you do have to wonder whether this is lots of people who have axes to grind, or whether it's actually true.
Don't they have to sign, their staff, a letter or a contract saying that they can't say anything?
An NDA?
Yeah.
No, maybe.
Well, I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, no, they do.
I mean,
no, they
but
really
then
do.
why he should be sued then, this boy, because I think it's all very well making accusations about people, but they can't stand up and say, no, I didn't say that.
But, I mean, the thing is, Meghan and Harry have said that several times, haven't they? They've said that in, I think we saw a clip there, in the infamous now Oprah Winfrey interview. And I think with these NDAs, if you break them and the people that asked you to sign them in the first place want you to break them, then it all goes away. You're allowed to do so. I'm not saying that's what happened in this case, but, I mean, Jason doesn't seem to have had any problem saying these, making these allegations.
I'm looking at you and I'm smiling. You and I would have been brought up in similar working environments, and I look and I think I wouldn't even go here with Dawn Neesom, because what we were used to, and I'm not saying subjected to, because everybody got it. There were loud voices, there was threatening behaviour. I had telephones thrown at me, cups thrown at me. I had a typewriter thrown at my feet, an Adler typewriter. And that was, what's wrong with this script? I don't know.
What was this, telly bosses?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the same in newspapers. I mean, you know, most of the bosses I work for were basically psychopaths. But in a nice way, obviously.
Well, look,
it made them more driven.
I don't feel wounded or harmed by it.
No.
But what I do realise is that you could never replicate, you could never in any way say to anyone, what the heck are you doing? Because you're aggressive.
Yeah.
To it, although I don't see it as aggressive, but just you need to point out to people where they're doing things wrong. So I don't know how in this day and age you actually get people back on the right track or not.
Yeah, interesting. There is a fine line between actually being driven and getting people to do things well and bullying people. And maybe Meghan crossed it, but yeah, back in the day, it wasn't.
I
bullying.
watched yesterday The Devil Wears Prada was on television.
Yeah, great film.
And of course, there, I mean, her
similar thing.
It's absolutely. I mean, brilliantly done.
Yeah, but it's a similar thing. It's a driven, demanding boss who reduces people that work for her to tears. Is that bullying?
Biggins, front page of the Sun, headlines screaming out about these new fat jabs, and they're saying that they can link 82 deaths to them.
Yeah, well, I'm on it.
Are you?
Yeah.
What are you on?
I'm on.
When does it start working? How long does
You bitch.
Mind you, it was funny.
Thank you. Yes, I'm on Ozempic, and I'm on it because of my type 2 diabetes. So I'm on it legally, from my doctor. And I was on it last year, and then I stopped when I had my cancer scare. And I'm back on it again now. And it is amazing because...
Biggins, I didn't know you had a cancer scare.
Yeah, I had a melanoma on my lower arm here. And they took a bit out, and then they took a huge bit out. And then I had, what's it underneath the...
Lymph nodes,
removed. And it's all good news, but it was a bit worrying at the time.
Well, I hope you're okay, my friend.
Yeah, no, I am, thank you very much. But I mean, I 82, mind you, 82 people have died, which is not a huge amount, but I mean, it is slightly worrying.
Oh, of course. And how are you finding the symptoms? Side effects? Have you got any bad symptoms?
No, I still come to work, that's the only side effect. But I think that it's been wonderful from the point of view, it does curb your appetite.
And is that what it is? It just kind of lessens your food noise, as
absolutely.
it's described, so you don't feel hungry?
No, exactly that.
So you feel good?
I feel really good, yeah.
And you look good.
Oh, thank you.
You're getting good mileage out of that top. You wore that last week as well.
Did I wear it last week?
Bully Biggins time.
Don't be nasty to Biggins now.
Biggins is one of my best friends. I can be as
Sign of
nasty
love,
as I want
Biggins.
to.
He loves you.
Channeling your inner Meghan Markle there.
Right, thank you, you two. Lots more.
See, that's what I mean, actually. Him and I can indulge in banter and we can slag each other off, whatever it is. But then you get this Generation Z or whatever in between us here who actually then becomes electrocuted by this,
I love Biggins. I'm protecting Biggins because we love him lots. We want him to come back all the time.
He doesn't need protected, tell you that. And the headline, Dawn, in the Daily Mail, a worry that licence fee was actually paid to Hamas.
Yes, well, yeah, this is going to annoy everybody, to be honest with you. This is the documentary that the BBC put out, Gaza, How to Survive a War Zone, the story of what's happening in Gaza told by children. OK, sounds like a great idea, doesn't it? But the problem was the children involved were pretty much all three of the main ones in there, the sons and daughters of people that were Hamas, basically. One was a police officer. The young lad, the main child narrator, Abdullah, his dad was linked to the agriculture ministry. Basically, it's all Hamas. So the BBC said, we didn't realise this was done by an independent production company. So it's nothing to do with us. But you know, Eamon, from back in the day, if you're a journalist, you actually check your sources. You actually find out who these people are. You don't just say, oh, it wasn't us, it was a production company. But we now found out this story's moved
That's
on.
what the newspapers say nowadays.
Well,
they say when things come up, you know, and they write a story about you, they say, oh, we took it from this production company.
Didn't know.
So it's not our journalists and not our papers, it's not our responsibility.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're going to sue someone, sue them.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
actually rubbish. But the story's moved on because, I mean, the Mail have dug up the contract between the BBC and the production company, which literally says permission will be sought from the parents, guardians every time we film with them. The producers will act and work as we would in the UK. So basically, the BBC have a contract with this production company saying, we will know everything about who you're talking to, why you're talking to them, and that we're dealing with children here. We have to get parental responsibility, etc., etc. So the BBC must have known about this.
Yeah. Well, to even get it commissioned, you'd need
Exactly, Ellie. It's basic. It's Route 1 journalism.
Well, I don't think they did know about it. I think the theory exists that they should know about it or they could know about
but
it.
they're just so rubbish they didn't.
But life being life and business being business and everybody being busy, they just go, yeah, sign that form, good, and they don't bother checking.
Oh, come on, with something as sensitive as this. Any case, I mean, it was pulled off of the BBC iPlayer now, and there is a full inquiry going on about it. But basically, this was made with licence payers' money, your money, licence fee payers' money, and it's probably gone to Hamas. Fantastic.
Wow.
I mean, with such a sensitive subject, at least do the basic checks. I'm sorry, it's really annoying.
OK, give us your views on that. Much appreciated.
Well, a BBC spokesman has said, as the BBC has previously explained, the film was edited and directed from London, as independent international journalists are not allowed into Gaza. The film gives audiences a rare glimpse of Gaza during the war, as well as an insight into the children's lives. It hears the voices of other Gazan civilians, several of whom voice anti-Hamas sentiments.
Similar Gazan civilians we saw cheering the handover of the coffins of dead babies.
Yeah.
Biggins, we've got a minute and a half here to talk about AirPods in your ears from Apple.
They're launching today that this will become the new way for hearing aid, which I think is a very good idea. Because I think, you know, people have a look at someone and they see that they've got something behind their ear, and, you know, it's a very not attractive thing to have. And suddenly everybody uses an AirPod. Even I've got 2 sets of those white AirPods, and they're brilliant. And I think it's a very good way, because I think they're marvellous for letting people hear, and I think they look good as well.
Are these ones going to look better? Are they going to be less obvious?
What, the white... The white...
No, the new ones.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't say here.
It's the same shape AirPods that you would know, and I think you've just got a set as well. But this time there's a new set of technology that you can install on them, and it works as a hearing aid.
Yeah.
So it cancels out all other noise and just kind of focuses on the person who you're talking to.
But I think trendy. It's
and trendy as well. They're hoping to remove the stigma, I suppose, of wearing hearing aids.
Exactly.
Some people may feel... I'm actually talking to Apple about this later on this afternoon, so we will have an interview on Breakfast tomorrow morning with Apple on these new Apple AirPods.
Well, I think it's a brilliant idea.
What?